Like, tell me these three characters aren't fashion as fuck. Hello, it's Golden Planks here. Golden of Planks. I am back. I am back. We're here. We're here with another Descendants doll. Right now we have the gorgeous Princess Red of Wonderland, daughter of the Queen of Hearts. And last time I opened something. I opened Bridget over there. And since then, as I said back then, I hadn't watched the movie yet, but since then, I have watched the movie. I had a moment of opportunity to get Disney Plus, so we got Disney Plus, and we watched all of the Descendants movies, including Rise of Red. So yeah, now I have officially watched Rise of Red, and I have many thoughts, some positive, some negative, but honestly, let's just start with the review. Let's see, get closer. So this is Princess Red in her box. This is the side with the doll. This is how she comes packaged in. There's the picture of Kylie Cattrall. We'll see the doll in this pose more closely when the plastic's off, so don't worry. Here's the other side with a full picture of Red. We have, oh, I can't get too close this time, sorry. Red, daughter of the Queen of Hearts. This rebel at heart is ready to change history. And that she did. That she did. So yeah, that's all of the signature dolls come in this half heart, well, not half heart, I'd say almost 3/4 heart box with a picture of the actor. Well, there, in this case, is an actress. I don't think there's any quote unquote male dolls or males at all. So yeah, we're just gonna start. I'm gonna oh yeah, I should say she was, you can see the price over here. I forgot to say it because it's off my thing, but she was 700 pesos because she's also from the same store I got Bridget, and they had a discount. I guess it's just like all of the stores in that chain had a discount. So yeah, let's just start opening here. I'm gonna talk about Rise of Red. Honestly, I liked it enough that it makes me want to buy the dolls. Like, I liked most of them. I like most of the characters enough to feel compelled to want them in my collection. Was it like the best movie ever? No. Could it have been better with maybe the 28 minutes missing from it? Yes. Do I think that would have fixed it completely? Probably not. Hold on, this was tricky. Probably not. I feel like I have issues that are like, well, what do I say? Could be fixed with another movie, either in the future or in the past. Like, my issue is I feel like, I don't know how to feel about introducing these new present characters like Red and Chloe to immediately go to the past. It didn't feel right to me. Oh, I'm gonna cut this off. It didn't feel right to me because I'm like, oh, I wanna care about Red right now, but for the movie I have to care about her mom in the past and her mom in the present, and it's like, I didn't, like, her mom barely even exists to me, right? So I feel like but less with Cinderella because there was Cinderella characters present before in Descendants, unlike there was no Queen of Hearts characters before. So I feel like in my heart I already knew Chloe more than I did Red. So to be like, oh, just send her off to the past didn't feel like, wait, but I want to know about her as I did about Red. I like the music mostly. I thought all of it was good, most of it was good. Yeah, I thought of it was good actually. I probably would listen to all of it if it was my only option. If I could only download one album and it was the Rise of Red soundtrack, I wouldn't complain per se. Where else do I put here? What else do I talk about? I feel like I'll talk about Chloe more when I get Chloe's doll. Oh, it's like that. I forgot. I'll talk about Chloe more when I get Chloe's doll, so I'll just talk about Red specifically. I liked her a lot. Oh, that's her hair over there. I really liked her a lot. Like, she was just like a cool girl, and I love cool girls. She was so cool, and I loved her and her mom too. Honestly, there are some things specifically that I didn't really like about like the whole movie. Like, I like the music, but like I didn't like the style they were shot in, if that makes sense. Like the parts of the this breaks up maybe. Oh, it folds. We'll figure it out. I don't know what I'm cutting right now. I'm just cutting things. I feel like I like. I don't want to say it's like this because I don't necessarily know 100%, and maybe I'll sound stupid, but I like it. I'm not a movie person, so I don't know how to explain it well. But like the scenes, I don't like it as much when it's like one character boasting and then it switches to the character boasting and then they're in a completely different scene and they're doing something, but then they switch back immediately to that scene. I feel like for descendants, like the more continuous like storyline, like if it isn't a completely different character in a different place or like them traveling, I just don't like that kind of like we're here and then all of a sudden we're here, like in not so this is all in Loving It when they're like in the patio. I'm calling it a patio of this school where everyone's gathering, but then all of a sudden they're like huh, and all of the patio is empty and they're just with their back dancers. That I don't like that. Like that doesn't feel like it's part of the movie. That isn't happening. They didn't just TP into their own dimension and then TP back, you know? I just didn't like it that much. Not it. I just don't like that kind of thing that much. I would rather just be like one continuous dance number. I need to say, I really liked seeing Red the song. I'm just, like cut it off. I'm hesitating. Do I just pull the whole thing off now? Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. Here's the bubble. Now we can look at Red more closely without the plastic. So I'm gonna pause my complaining. Or no, I should complain now before I forget. Because like I like the dances in Descendants. I like when they stop to like dance. I'm not liking the Loving It music video where they just keep in a different place to dance. I like it when they dance there, you know. So I seeing Red, I feel like I like the parts with the Jack of Diamonds. I think that's what it's called. No, he's called, like the character's called, and the soldiers, because their parts of the song are really good and they're dancing. And like to me, Red's parts of the song are really really good. Like I like listening to them, but like I don't like the music video thingy where she's just like TPing from place to place. I also have some other issues with this, but like they're not that big of an issue really. Oh, these are to pull this thing off. Okay, so I'm gonna be able to pull the whole hair off, so I'm just gonna pull her out right now. What's another thing? Oh yeah, I feel like it's kind of strange that so Wonderland was closed off for because it makes sense, right? Because if the Queen of Hearts can't be in the Isle of the Lost like the rest of the villains. Oh, what the? That was easy. I didn't mean to repeat up like that, but yep. And I don't even have that much strength, so you can probably do it too. Like, obviously, the Queen of Hearts can't really be in the Isle of the Lost like the rest of the villains because she hasn't like an actual whole kingdom in Wonderland, or at least in the Descendants world. I haven't seen Alice in Wonderland ever, so like it makes sense to me why she's trapped, but it doesn't make sense to me what like Uma said in the beginning of the movie where she's like, but we left one BK behind, we have to invite her. Because like if Red is trapped like everyone else is, doesn't that mean that in theory every kid in Wonderland is trapped too? And like I know Ali exists in the Wicked World animated thing, but like Ali isn't quote unquote real, right? So like she is not much of a lore thing. I feel like you can't count her. So like what about everyone else that is trapped in Wonderland? It can't be that Red's the only child in Wonderland that's old enough to be or young enough to be in Arodon prep. That or like they were doing like a trial maybe of like one kid in Wonderland and then like send all the others like they did for the OGB case. But in that case, why start with the daughter of Hello, we're back. We're here. We're here with the close-ups of Princess. Oh, what the hell, flower? Um, of Princess Red of Wonderland, and also her stuff that it's off camera. Her stuff. Should we just start with the close-ups, or should I just finish what I was gonna say before my microphone would rudely stop recording? I'm gonna say what I said before my microphone rudely stopped recording. But first I want to talk about the unboxing. So obviously I had to speed it up and make it a time lapse because if not it would have just been like 10 minutes of just with no audio. But there is no pointers. It was just as easy as it was opening Bridget. You just pull the tabs, cut the belty thingies. But I would say be careful with Red's hair because since it's just loose and long, it gets stuck on some parts of her packaging. So I'd say be careful to try and not, just give her a haircut. I'm just gonna repeat everything I said about my thoughts on the movie. So like, it makes sense to me now why Uma would invite, Princess Red, but like, I just don't know, like, because to me, maybe because I've seen the movie and all the descendants movies, but it's so obvious that something's gonna happen because every time they invite someone from another place that's like, oh, they're gonna attack us, they attack them, right? They invited the VKs and they try to, take over the world, even if it was their parents' plan. They they open the door for like 10 seconds. Uma is out causing a mess, right? And that was, Uma's own plan, even though it was for the good of, the Isle. And then they open the freaking. Can we stop coughing? Sorry, coughing really bothers me. what was I gonna say? Like that threw me off my trail completely. Um, oh yeah, they opened the barrier. Is that what it's called? I'm just gonna say the barrier, and Hades tried to get out. You know, so every time they do something like this, something bad has happened. Even though Hades wasn't the what is it? Hades wasn't the evil one in the third movie. Alright, let's just say that if he had gotten out, he would have been the evil one in the third movie, right? So, like, when you invite someone like Miss Red here, who's, like, as I said, she's probably not gonna try anything, but, like, her mom probably is. And in, like, this specific case, they were also inviting her mom over for, like, the entrance. How were they unprepared for the queen to try anything? It's just like it doesn't make sense to me. You should be ready for anything, and they were not ready because they got destroyed it so quickly. And Red wasn't even in on the plan. It was just a plan from the queen. So I was like, you guys get it together. This happens every single time. And another thing that I said was like, I never finished my thoughts on seeing Red. Oh yeah, because I was talking about Uma, and like, I like in her beginning narration, and that I said I wish it was Red's because Mal got to do it in the Descendants movies, so I wish that Red got to do the beginning and the end narration. Like, it makes sense to me why Uma would start the movie, because Red wouldn't know what happens to, the original case, because she probably barely even knows they exist, right? So it makes sense to me why Uma would start, but I wish Red got to end the movie instead of Uma, because Uma really did barely anything in this movie, right? She wasn't even born for, like, the time the movie takes place in. But I was thinking of, like, when Uma does her beginning narration, where she's like, only one person dares to defy the queen's rules, and it's her own daughter, and seeing where it starts. I was, like, conflicted on that because, we get to see Wonderland, and I wish we got to see more of Descendants Wonderland, like when it's ruled by the Queen of Hearts, because Wonderland is, Wonderland in every version that exists on the planet, but it's the Wonderland that exists because of the Queen of Hearts. So I wish we got to see what's, specifically in the Descendants version, but now it's a different Wonderland, right? And I don't think we're ever going back to Wonderland. I think we're probably just gonna stick to Orion. But even if we did go back, it would be a completely different Wonderland because the queen's completely different. There's the queen, there's her feet. Right? And I think you can't see Red's face. I think you're just looking at, like, her top. I'm so sorry. And I just wanna talk. And, like, I think that's it. Yeah. I think that's all I said. Oh yeah, no, I also said that in the beginning of the freaking movie when they're doing Seeing Red, it's a great song, yes. I really like the part with the soldiers because, like, it goes back to, not only is it like a really good part, but, like, it goes back to what I said about like dancing in Descendants movies, that Red doesn't do much dancing. She mostly does, like, vandalizing in the song, but the soldiers do most of the dancing, right? And I was wondering, like, in the beginning of the movie, Red this is Red. She's running across the rooftops of Wonderland, right? But, like, I was like, what? Because she's not running away from her house like you would expect from someone with a controlling mom that probably doesn't let you go outside the castle. She's running towards her house. Why? Why was she even out in the first place? Like, she couldn't have just, like, run out of her house to dramatically run back into her house. And next part, how do the soldiers not know it was red? Like, I know she was like she's super good at like crime and things and vandalizing and stuff, but like, if you can hear the person outside, I'm so sorry. But like, truly, how they did not know it's red because they're the soldiers of the castle, right? And you know who lives in the castle? Hair. They're hired to protect her house. How do they not know it's her when she's the one vandalizing her house? They work for her. How do you not recognize her? And second of all, is because Red has probably done this kind of crap of like vandalizing the queen's quote unquote portrait before. So like, they should have known it was Red. Not only because she has probably done this before, but they literally work for her. How they did not know it's Red? I feel like, in my opinion, even though it would be different, I think it would be like not better, but like a different way of starting the movie if Red either was like running away from the castle to vandalize things of the queen in town. You know, it's different than to vandalize the your own courtyard than to like a public space, right? And next, it would be, I think it would also be like a character moment if they all already knew it was Red. Like everyone woke up and it was like, oh, Princess Red was here, you know, and she got in trouble for that. Because even though I like the quote unquote court moment of them, of Red being forced to punish the Jack of Diamonds for a thing she did, like, wouldn't it have been like, oh, a more, you know, like, I don't know, just more intense if everyone already knew it was Red and Red was getting in trouble for having vandalized her, you know, kingdom. And then it's like the queen's pissed at her, but then they get the invite and she's like, you know what, this is how you can redeem yourself. And she's like, oh, is she asking me to do well in school? But then it's actually like, no, you have to do well in this plan to take over Orodon. Like, I feel like in my mind that makes more sense because I just can't get like over the fact that they don't recognize it's Red. Anyways, I'm gonna start with the close-up of her accessories. So I'm gonna put her down over here. So let's start with this. So this is the piece of cardboard that comes in Ruth's box to tell you who she is. As I did with Bridget, I cut off the sides and I'm gonna be keeping these to put on my display later probably. So here's the close-up. It says Red, daughter of the Queen of Hearts, and it has this symbol that's Red's like broken heart symbol that we're gonna be seeing a lot on the doll. So yeah, there we go. I'm gonna be keeping that for later. And she also comes with this you might recognize from the movie. Focus. Oh, there we go. This is the time machine, stopwatch, watch, normal watch, I don't know really, that Maddox gives to her in the beginning of the movie to be able to travel back in time, and that's how she saves Orodon. It's just like a normal watch on a chain. There we go. The back, it's just like just gears, cool gear detailing. And oh, if you see something under my nails, don't worry, it's nail polish. And this part is like a little symbolizing going back in time, I guess. Just going back in time instead of just counting the hours going back. It's a really cool watch. I'm not sure if it looks like this in the movie. I feel like, to me, the way I remember the watch, it didn't look like this. But it's still cool. Obviously, the watch that isn't the thing that needs to be. Excuse me, sir. Needs to be 100% movie accurate. I think like this, it's just fine. And for all I know, it's completely movie accurate. And I just wasn't paying attention to the watch. So I also want to talk about Maddox because I was like kind of pissed in a way because obviously this goes to like more Wonderland kids. I was saying we got introduced to one, and he was like, he's important in a sense, but he's so unimportant because he gives Red the watch that literally makes her save Aurodon and probably. Sorry about that. One of my mom's alarms went off, and I recorded using my mom's phone, so I got completely distracted to what I was gonna say. But I think I was saying that Maddox gives Red the watch, right? But he it's kind of strange because it's like, oh, they're friendly, like they don't feel like they're best friends because like Maddox feels like he feels like he's on this level in the friendship, and Reddit's on this level of like, you know, actually being friends, if that makes sense. But like he's like, oh, you have a horrible mom, here, have the solution to go back in time to go fix her. And this is like assuming Maddox knows that the Queen of Hearts is crazy because of this one moment in time that we quote unquote fixed, right? So, like, if it wasn't that, then why would Maddox make a watch for Red that only fixes one moment in time, right? So, like, he's like, here's your solution, but no, you're not mature enough. And it's like, okay, well, what now? What then? And obviously, because Red fucking steals everything she wants, Red fucking steals it so easily, and we don't even get to see his reaction of, oh no, Red has the watch. Oh no, Red has the watch. She can save us or whatever. He doesn't even get to like. We don't even get to see him realize that he doesn't have his stupid time machine watch. And another thing, I was like, okay, do whatever you want with this character. We're gonna see for 10 minutes, but like, and am I supposed to just say like, oh, okay, that's normal? That one random guy in Wonderland has the ability and smarts to invent a time machine, even if it's like a kind of shitty one that only takes you to a moment you can't choose. It's still a whole ass time machine. So like, really, I'm supposed to believe this random guy can make a time machine? It just, and then to not want to give it to Red after showing it to her, I was just like, what the hell? Anyways, I feel like they could have made a better explanation for the time machine, a cooler one, other than this random guy you don't care about made it. Or at least that's what I think. Anyways, that's all of the accessories Red comes with. Her watch. Obviously, she should be the one to come with it because it's hers. And she uses it to fix time. So now let's start the close-up with the doll. I'm gonna do that close-up, and then we're gonna do a comparison with with this picture of Kylie and or Princess Red. So let's start. So let's start on the top, or the face, more like. So this is the face. I would say it looks very gorgeous. It's a super pretty face, and I would say it looks very much like Kylie Cattrall. I would say it does look like her in my opinion. So there we go, gorgeous Princess Red. She has just brown eyeshadow with like, I guess it's supposed to be like some pearlescent kind of eyeshadow on the top, and brown eyes, red lips. What you expect honestly from a descendants or just normal makeup. And she has red baby hairs. They're painted on. Red painted baby hairs on. There we go. She doesn't come with earrings, and they don't have their ears pierced in case that's like important to you or something. And now let's talk about the hair. The hair is just like parted in like the middle at the top there. At like, where's my finger? There. And it's just red, mostly loose, and it's crimped. As you can see, it's crimped. This is what it kind of looks like out of the box. It's obviously not right out of the box because it's been a day, but it's still very, probably how it looks like in the box. Um, I would say she's probably rooted in well, but the styling on mine gives her a little bald spot, but that's fine. If it bothers you, then I feel like it's something you can hide or fix, but it's fine. And the way it's like the buns, like the loose parts, they're crimped, it does look a little bit like boxy, like boxed here right now, but it's fine. And the way she comes in box is that this piece of hair is parted aside and tied onto hair by a rubber band so it can be parted at the front so you can see her hair, and that's why it has this little bit of a bend. It's from the rubber band that was on it, but it'll probably straighten itself out, or if not, you can probably fix it very, very easily. So now let's talk about the bonds. The bonds, they're super cute, and honestly, they're just really cute. I feel like I'm not a hairstylist doll person. My mom does most of my hairstyling for my dolls. I barely do anything for my because I'm so bad with hair. But I feel like the way they're styled, if you wanna try this or try to redo your reds, you can kind of see there that's the elastic that holds like a pigtail together. So it's like this piece of hair that's parted is put into a little pigtail, and then that's twisted and then held over here. And oh, when am I ever gonna be on camera? Another rubber band there is holding the bun together. Sorry, you should get closer. Holding the bun together, and the rest is just crimped and loose like the rest of the hair is. So I would say, if you're good at hairstyling, you can probably easily redo this hairstyle. And as for hair type, I don't know hair types very well, and I cannot tell you about how it feels or anything because that's like, I don't register, that well. Like, oh, it's just like nice hair. But to some more expert doll people, it would be like, oh, but it's too cold or too warm or this. So like it should have this feeling if it's high quality or whatever. To me, it just feels like nice hair. But don't take my word for it. It's nice. Right now, I would say if you're just gonna put this doll in display, it's perfectly fine. I wouldn't say it has any issues. Like if you were trying to recream her hair, I would not be able to tell you how it would react to like heat or anything, so sorry about that. But if you're just gonna put this doll right on display, then I would say it's perfectly fine. You don't need to do anything to the hair. Next, let's look at her outfit. Starting with how we did with Bridget, this nice jacket, I'm guessing. So this jacket is made out of some kind of like, shiny material. I would say it's meant to be like quote unquote like shiny leather. In a sense, obviously it's not leather, it's some kind of, plasticky fabric. But I would say it's a very nice coat. I feel like to me it doesn't look cheap at all. It looks extremely nice. So let's look at this. So it's just like a short jacket with two giant puff sleeves like that. They're just puffy sleeves. Then she has this silver, like I'm guessing it's thread on both sides that is meant to look like where her zipper will be, and it has these fake pocket flaps. They're not real pockets, but they look fine. There we go. They're on both sides, and a nice collar. There we go. I would say to me this jacket looks really nice, but I don't know. I may have low standards or high standards. I haven't decided yet, but I would say this jacket looks extremely cute. And on the back, oh, sorry, miss. There we go. If I lift it up, you can see that on the back, it has Brett's broken heart symbol printed on the back. So I would say this is a really, really nice jacket. I really like it. It's super cute. Next, we have, I'm gonna point out her gloves. So her gloves are different. It's very Descendants BK to have leather gloves, but these are different since these gloves are removable. I'm not gonna pull them off. You can see on the side. These are removable gloves. Um, but like Descendants dolls on the past used to have molded on gloves, so this is something different. They're just some moldable plastic or whatever. Uh, they look, I would say they look good. I'm not gonna say that I would have preferred the molded on ones because I feel like this gives you more choice, and they still also look nice. There we go. Close up to it. Focus, focus. There we go. They're just black, completely unpainted, but it's fine because the Descendants dolls of the past also used to have this completely unpainted. So it's not like a big deal or anything. They're just, with studs and a nice heart hole in the middle right there. So you can tell these are red gloves. I would say like one thing, I think this is specifically just with this signature red doll. Um, this glove on this hand came, I'm gonna show you, and you're gonna have to trust me. It comes bent like this, and it's because Red in the box comes packaged with her hand bent like upward like this, right? So the glove, you know, from being, in that position in the box has bent to accommodate that hand position. I'm sure that if you work it, just like, hold it, it'll probably go back to a different shape, but yeah, that's something I noticed. I actually don't know if it's fixable or not, but I don't mind. But if it's something that bothers you, then Red's glove might not be able to, lay flat on her hand. That's something I feel like I should point out. Next thing, let's talk about her shirt. So I'm gonna try and pull her jacket off of it so you can see. I think it's just like a normal shirt. I'm what I'm guessing. I'm not gonna take the jacket off, but what I'm guessing, it's just like a normal shirt that has these fishnet things sewn on there, like the sleeves. It just has the fishnets added on under those sleeves that you saw. So the fishnets are not a different piece underneath; they're part of the shirt, which is fine. And it does have sleeves in case that's something you wondered, but they're just red sleeves. There's nothing special about them. Um, but in my like this looks completely fine. In my opinion, if you're gonna leave red on her signature look like I am, it completely won't matter that the fishnets are part of the shirt of this shirt. So let's take a closer look at said shirt. There we go. That's a closer look of what the shirt looks like. So it's printed on. It's just a printed on shirt. It has the red printed on. I feel like you can tell it's the red is printed on, and it has these. It has these. What did I call it? Red's broken heart symbol on it 4 times. There you go. You can see it. It's just red with Red's broken heart symbol all around, and then it has sewn on top of the shirt, so it's also a part of this piece, but it's a different piece of fabric from this part. This printed on like I looked at the picture of Red, but I still wasn't able to tell what kind of fabric it is. But I think it's some kind of like, it's supposed to be like some black thing, like that has holes in it, so you can see the red underneath, but it's also like a black on top. So yeah, this does its job perfectly fine, even though I can't exactly tell what it is. And I personally like that, even though it's printed on fabric, it's not printed on the same piece of fabric as this. It's still a different piece of fabric than this, so like it being sewn on top, I think it just adds to it. Now next up, still this piece, it has sewn onto it as well. It's all the same piece, this red snake fabric, like red snake skin, quote unquote, and then it has a little panel of filtered on red's red's broken heart, symbol. The little flap of this is only this. It's only this little flap of this pattern, but then this snake thing goes all the way around her back. It's like, as you can see here, the snake skin is all the way on the back, and then the back is also this side flap, but the back is all this snake pattern. I think it in the movie it's supposed to be some kind of like red mini skirt of some kind, but like to do this back flap of like, because it's supposed to go over her actual shirt, which is this shirt, they did like to do the whole flap instead of having to do this piece as a different piece, like this back piece. They just made it the same fabric all the way around instead of doing like one whole shirt and then this snake skin underneath. That's what I'm guessing it is. But yeah, I'm guessing that in the movie this shirt is a whole shirt and then this part is something that's over it, but they choose to do it like this instead, which in my opinion looks completely fine. It doesn't bother me at all, and as probably Red will probably have her hair covering it anyways, so in my opinion it's not a big deal unless you're gonna do a different hairstyle for Red, or take off her jacket. Her belts, so she comes with two belts. One, they are the same mold. I'm pretty sure they're the exact same mold. But one is completely black, and the other one is red with gold. So this, I'm guessing it's like the buckle is a heart with half roses on this side, and in this red version of the belt, it comes painted gold, which looks pretty cool, even. And looking at the back, this is how the belts close. Pretty normal for a doll belt. As you can see in display, or like out of the box, they come like this. So they come in different lengths, so they look different. I guess they're supposed to look different, or maybe one belt is bigger than the other on purpose. I'm not completely sure, but yeah, that's how they come close in packaging. Next up, let's talk about red pants. Well, we are gonna talk about red pants, but I was gonna say let's talk about red pants. So I'm just gonna show you. So let's split this up. So they go all the way up here. Like, I'm guessing that's like either her belly button. Yeah, that's her belly button. So they go all the way up there underneath the shirt, and they're just black. On the part you can see they're just black, and they close with velcro at the back, and you can see, but that's the part where the velcro is. They're not like elastic, they're velcro. They're velcro bands. And let's take a closer look. So you're gonna see these on the picture of Red when I show you like side by side, but this top part all the way to this part is meant to be like a different fabric than the rest of the pants. It's very obvious in the picture, but it's not as obvious as the doll, which is not a big deal. But like, so just in case you see it and you're like, that looks strange, it's not the same fabric. It's not meant to be the same fabric, right? So yeah, but that's not a big deal. So there's just the black, this black goes all the way up to the part where the pants closes, but then the different fabric is also black, but it's got this like white texture. I wouldn't be able to tell you what it's meant to represent, but yeah, it has that, and all the black panels, it's like that. And then in some panels, it has this red fabric with roses, so it's red panels of roses, and then on this side, on the side of the outward facing side of the foot, it has the pattern, the red roses pattern, but it has the quote-unquote fishnets. It's printed on, but you can tell it's what it's meant to be, the fishnets that go over the pants. They're kind of like, don't fall over, girl. They're flaring pants, as you can tell. They, do this shape like bell bottom pants, maybe that's what they're called. But they have this cut on the bottom of the legs, so they go over the boot like that, or like that. I think it's meant to be face. I don't know why. Maybe it's meant to be facing like this. But yeah, that's what the pants look like. In my opinion, they're really cute pants. Like they really did. Miss cannot be stuck. There we go. So yeah, they're on the legs. They were the same, pattern. Like they're the same way that the panels are shaped, and this piece they're the exact same, but obviously facing different directions, the opposite direction for either side of the leg. In my opinion, they're really cute pants, and they look like they look good, closed, even if you can't really see it because the shirt is gonna be covering that, right? Also, by the way, obviously, since these are all like pieces of fabric that were printed on top, if you flip them over, you'll be able to see the white when they're not printed on. So, but they all look like they lay really flat, and see even on the pants where it's like printed on, and you have these cuts, you still can't see inside, the parts of white. So like, I'm gonna make these, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell what I'm talking about. In the I Love You dolls, I Love You Forever dolls, the Ursula one has this type of like, flare out pants too, but in hers you can see inside the pants, right? And you can see that they're not black all the way inside, and it looks, cheap. But in these ones you cannot see, the printing anywhere really. It always really flat, and you cannot see the inside where it's not printed on. So in my opinion, it doesn't look cheap, or as cheap as it, could have. And next, let's talk about her shoes. Her shoes, there we go. I'm gonna pull her pants up. There we go. So there we go. That's the shoe. It's boots, black boots with red soles. That's the bottom of the shoe. The soles are nothing special. I don't know if you could see it. There you go. So like for details that are, on the shoe, not printed, sculpted on. There's these, studs, I'm guessing, in shape of a heart. And there's the laces on the boots. And on this side, you can see this heart patch. And on this side, you can see the zipper. They're completely unpainted, except for the red sole, which, is fine for Mattel as, like, painted on shoes. You don't expect them to go very far painting on things, but they look fine in my opinion. And especially since, the flare is probably gonna be covering most of it up anyways. Or you like repainting, if you like painting those shoes, like, I've seen people do that now, where they paint on the, not now, they've always done it, I just saw it recently, they paint on the sculpted on parts that aren't painted so you can see the details. You could very easily just do it for these, and even though it's all you will be able to see, it would still look really cool. So in case you do that, it would be cool, but in case you don't do that, it still looks cool. Like, there's no difference really to me. So now let's do a comparison with Kylie, or the in-movie Red, Princess Red of Wonderland. So there we go, there's Kylie, and there's also Kylie. Why do I keep calling her Kylie? There's Red, and there's doll Red and quote-unquote real Red. So for as you can see, they look pretty much the same. I wouldn't say anything sticks out as oh, that's super incorrect or anything. Just some differences I noticed. So you can see there's the weird, fabric that's on top of her collar. There's still how it looks on the real Red, and how it looks on doll Red. I feel for whatever the hell this is, it looks completely fine on the doll. And as I said, since it's a different, piece of fabric so known to this shirt, I think it looks completely fine. Um, and another difference I noticed, the real Reds puff sleeves, I feel like there you can see it. There's a zipper on them, but obviously since the doll Reds, it would just be a decorative zipper, even if it already is a decorative zipper for the real Red, it would just be, even more useless on doll Red. So yeah, it doesn't have a zipper, but in my opinion, it looks like it doesn't even need a zipper in my opinion. Like if it didn't have this picture of Red, I wouldn't even be able to guess that there was a zipper there in the first place, right? Next thing, a big difference I saw is that the real Red only has one belt, but doll Red comes with two belts. So the black one is just an extra one that I'm guessing they decided to add on to make her more interesting as a doll. And I'm gonna bring you in closer so you can see. This is what I was talking about the snake print. As you can see, it has a zipper there. So I'm guessing it's a different, piece of fabric. I'm like guessing this shirt goes like this, and this is the real bottom of the shirt, and this is another piece, but they decided to make this red snake the whole like back piece. In this part, in the doll, it looks like it's another shirt she's wearing underneath, but I'm pretty sure it's like an overlaid built snake thing. It doesn't bother me at all, but unless that you're super nitpicky about movie accuracy, it probably won't bother you either. Um, and there, as you can see, what I was talking about on the pants, there you can see that this part is made out of like a shinier fabric, and then this part is a completely different fabric. You can see like where they unite, and you can see that on the doll too. I'm guessing like these, whitish parts on the pants are their attempt at making it look more shiny, and then whatever this is made out of, these like other whitish parts, but different whitish parts for their attempt to make it look like a different fabric, which in my opinion also looks completely fine. I probably wouldn't even have guessed that this was on Red. I didn't see it on the movie, and I only saw it because I was just super analyzing the doll. And next up, the shoes, as you can see, they're black with red soles. The only difference is like, the unpainted heart that you can see there. But once again, it probably won't bother you. And if you paint, doll shoes, it'll look really good. And in case you also paint other accessories, let's do a close up of the gloves. So there's Red's gloves. And here's who's partying outside. I'm doing a review here. There's Red's doll Red's gloves. I would say no big difference. I think there's no holes. I can't see a hole in them like they have on the doll. Maybe they decided to add the hole to once again, make her more interesting as a doll. But yeah, I don't see a hole in the pictures, but it could very well be there on other shots. But as you can see here, like the quote unquote, like I don't know what they are, but the things, these things, they're not silver, they're red. So if you were to paint the gloves, you could very much just paint those red, and they look very cute. And if you feel comfortable, you could paint her nails red. Her nails red, because the real Red has red French tips, but the doll Red doesn't have nails at all. So if you like painting doll nails too, you could also do that. But like if you don't do any changes to your dolls, like I don't do any changes to my dolls, she's fine. Like in my opinion, I don't see any difference that is like, no, that detail is completely wrong. In my opinion, she just looks right. She really does look like Red. Like Princess Bride of Wonderland. Yep, that's that's my opinion. She's super cute. This is not her final base. This is just temporary, so she can stand for the review. there you go, there's Princess Red. She's super cute. At first I was, as I said with Bridget, but I feel like this doll was specifically one of the reasons I was like, is this, stylization change for the better? But now that I'm looking at her in real life and I've had longer to look at her, she's super cute. Like, that face is super cute. She's just adorable in my opinion. Don't follow her, don't follow her. Oh god. She's just a real cutie. In case you're like, I'm not sure, you say she's cute, but I'm still not sure about the face, I would say just wait until you can hold the doll in your hands in real life instead of buying one online. And another reason I would recommend buying Red in person, the quality of her buns changes. Like, some buns on some breads are way better than others. Like, this is the best bread we found, and we checked out like 3 different stores for breads, and this is the best one we found, like, for buns and makeup. So yeah, I would say wait until Red is at your stores so you can like really look at her face and her buns and think if you think she's cute. But in my opinion, as someone who was doubtful about the cuteness of these dolls, she's super cute in my opinion. I really changed my mind from like my beginning opinions, and I'll be getting probably a lot more of the characters now. Also, I did try in my original review before my microphone ran out of battery to put the stopwatch in her hands, but you have to like really fit it on there because her fingers are like wider than the watch. So I would say you would either have to really push the watch on her hand or like balance it very carefully, and I would say be careful with that, or I feel like this is an accessory she will probably drop if you put it on display with her, so I would say be really careful with the watch. Okay, so there we go, there we have it, my current Disney Descendants Rise of Red collection. We have the adorable, I still adore her, by the way. Now, as I said before, I hadn't seen the movie when I opened Bridget, and I still adore her. I'm so happy I got this doll. And with her daughter, Princess Red of Wonderland, even though it's not her daughter right now. They're so cute together. Maybe one day I'll get the Queen of Hearts doll if she ever comes by any store, because we haven't seen her in any yet. But maybe one day I'll get her. I'll definitely be getting Chloe at least, so maybe one day you can look forward to that review. But yeah, I just want to say that I'm kind of in a weird Wonderland spot right now, because not only am I like an Ever After High fan, and as you, I don't know if you've watched the video, you probably haven't, the video where I rank Ever After High characters with my best friend Spot. We both ranked Lizzie Hearts very high, and so I, as you can tell, I don't have my Lizzie yet because she's so hard to find. And then there we have these 2 cuties that are also Queen of Hearts dolls. But also, I recently got back into playing Twisted Wonderland because I've been playing for a few, a good while, but then I quit for like a whole entire year. But now I'm back, and now I'm playing again. And I just want to flex because I never got to show it to you because I scrapped the video where I show my pins. I own this Riddle Roseheart's pin. Look at him, isn't he cute? They could be related. Oh, they could be related. Actually, if Riddle wasn't, from an anime, I would say maybe because Riddle is from Twisted Wonderland, happens in like a weird universe where like the fairy tales happen, but they're like super in the past now. I feel like, but Red is like in a weird universe where it's modern and the fairy tales happened like yesterday, But I feel like Red could be Riddle's like super, super, super like relative of like this super past? Or is it that just me? I don't know. Maybe I just want to insert Twisted Wonderland in this because I want to flex this cool pin I got from Japan that I've never gotten to show in anyone because no one I know likes Twisted Wonderland, but whatever. I'm just gonna put him here. You won't be able to see him, but he's there in spirit. Anyways, it's kind of strange for me to have these many, Queen of Hearts dolls, related dolls, and, pins. But, like, I've never seen Alice in Wonderland, and if I did, my mom's probably gonna watch this and she's gonna be like, no, you did watch it. And I wasn't paying attention and I did not care, because that happened a lot. Well, this is just like a random lore dump about me. I watched most Disney movies in school, and I could not be bothered to give a shit. So I got to watch a bunch. Like, technically, did I watch it? Yes. But was I paying any attention? No. I did not care. So maybe I have watched Alice in Wonderland and I forgot. But yeah, it's kind of strange that now I own 2 Queen of Hearts dolls, and I have 1 at least in my, wish list. And I also, own merch of Riddle Rosehearts, who's also a Queen of Hearts based character. It's just kind of strange. I just find the Queen of Hearts cool. She's kind of cool, She's a crazy ass tyrant, but the Queen of Hearts has a really cool aesthetic. Like, tell me these 3 characters aren't fashion as fuck. Anyways, I need to shut up. That's my issue with my outros. I'm like, oh, I'm not talking about anything. Let me talk about stupid shit. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm so sorry. Here's Princess Red with her mom in the past, Miss Bridget. Well, I guess she's also Princess of Wonderland in this stage. Princess Red of Wonderland and Princess Bridget of Wonderland. Anyways, once again, I need to shut the fuck up. Yay! Thank you for joining me for this review, and if you're here, I'm so sorry you have to hear me talking this much. Please stay if you like to hear me talk this much, because I always talk this much. And goodbye, and subscribe.